Welcome back to Rejects and Friends Rapid Fire 2026, benefiting the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. Up next, we have the wonderful JJsrl with a very exciting Super Mario 64 70-star run, showing off all the super type movement in that game. During this run, you can enter to win a new Mario wallpaper created by JJsrl by donating $5 or more. And you can view this wallpaper by typing !schedule in chat to see the rapid fire schedule. Additionally, a reminder to everyone that we still have the Crow Country bid war open to either climb down the ladder or slide down the ladder. Currently, Slide is in the lead with $603.33, but Climb is not far behind with $480.70. If you'd like to donate towards either option in the bid war, or enter to win that Mario wallpaper, you can type !donate in the chat to access the Tiltify page. Just remember to add any prizes and incentives to your donations since they are not added automatically. And with that, I will pass it over to JJsrl.
Hello. Thank you for the intro. My name is JJ. We are going to be doing 70 star for Mario 64. It's going to be very, very fast paced. Just collecting all the fastest stars, beating the game as intended. But I won't waste any more time. We can just go ahead and get started. Countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to be playing this on the Virtual Console. It's slightly faster compared to playing it on Nintendo 64, but I mostly do a lot of multi-Mario stuff, so playing it on the fastest console is what works best. But yeah, like I was saying, this is basically the quote-unquote no major glitches category, so there's no BLJs in this, even though that's what Mario 64 is mainly known for, is going really fast. So instead, you get to showcase a bunch of the really, really cool movement in the game with dives, long jumps, just keeping Mario going really fast. Right out of the gate, I'm going to go for something called Lakitu Skip, where if you long jump at the very edge of the bridge, you can skip having to talk to Lakitu. So that will save around 8 seconds or so. But again, each star is going to be really fast, so I'm going to try to explain things before I do it, but there's a chance I might just fall behind. But we'll just get started. I'm also playing on the English version as well. In 120, the JP version is faster, but in English, because of the text, the English version ends up being faster. So I did get Lakitu Skip. You saw Lakitu was sort of just stuck in front of the castle there. It skips Lakitu having to talk to you and explain the whole beginning cutscene, basically. But yeah, we're going to be entering Bomb on Battlefield. We're going to be getting 1 star here, which is just behind Chain Chomp's gate. I'm going to be grabbing a bomb and then re-grabbing it right as it blows up. And you can use that backwards momentum to start clipping the gates. Woohoo! I missed it. I'll just go ahead and respawn the bomb. There we go. Yeah, so right as the bomb is about to explode, you can re-grab it. And using that backwards momentum, Mario can clip through almost anything. You'll see this again on a bit more of an extreme scale once we get into the basement in SSL, but for now, we still just keep that trick in mind, basically. I do have to go back to bottom on Battlefield later on because there's 1 star that's very fast to get with the wing cap. You can do it without it, but it's sort of like if you're going for world record runs type of thing. So for a marathon, I'm just not going to go for it. I'm going to go for Cannonless here, though, which is basically, as the name entails, just skipping the cannon. End up getting it. Nice. There's a bunch of setups for that. The most common is, like, just the sock folder setup, but a lot of different setups have come over the years, and that is the current fastest one, so being able to get it on first try feels pretty good. Next up, right after Cannonless, is Owlless, and you guessed it, we're just going to be skipping using the Owl by doing a well-timed triple jump into this cage. Unfortunately, I got first frame, but we tried again. One more time. There we go. Never mind. There we go. Alice itself is pretty hard just because with wall kicks, you can get different frames of a wall kick. You can get a first frame all the way up to a 5th frame. and only a second or third frame works on that, so it's a bit tight in terms of being frame specific, but on its own, it's not that bad. This star is pretty self-explanatory, just getting on top of here, shooting into the wild blue. But coming up is going to be the 100 coin star, so it's going to require a bit of focus, but if there's any donations or incentives that could be read during the movement, by all means go right ahead, but I'm mostly just going to focus for the star.
Okay, just a reminder again that we are benefiting the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. They state, your health is our highest priority and believe your body is your own. Wonderful, wonderful organization to support.
Yeah, unfortunately I got the same star twice, but it is okay. That means you get to see the first part of the movement again, which will be very fun. All of this movement is trying to make a cycle with one of the moving platforms at the very end. Yeah, so there I may end up making something called half cycle. Basically, that just skips needing to get, or you're able to get a bunch of the coins beforehand. Ideally, you want to make what's called pro cycle, but I messed up a little bit with the wall kick, so I had to go back for that coin. But it is okay. But ideally, though, you want to get these coins, or grab the 100 coin star with the red coin star in a lot of these stages, or it could be with another one. But with the 100 coins, you don't leave the stage, basically. So you're able to keep moving throughout. So after I grab the 100 coin, it doesn't kick me out. So we are able to just grab the next star immediately afterwards. Alright, I got 2 more stars left in this level. And then we get to be moving on to the next area, where we find the Womp King. There's a pretty simple glitch that really anyone can do if they pick up a controller with this game. As soon as the Womp wants to ground pound you, you're able to just ground pound him right back and clip right through him. Just like that. So we just repeat this 3 times and able to get a pretty easy star. But that being said, we'll have to move on to the tower after this. Defeating the Womp will spawn the tower that you can sort of see in the painting already, which is on a bit of a cycle, so I want to get a triple jump off of one of the moving platforms at the very top. Right off of this one. And I made it, so there we go. Able to grab the star, and now we are done with Womps. We're going to be getting a couple of stars just in the castle, just the slide and the wing cap, before moving on to the first Bowser stage. I'm going to be doing this slide twice. I'm going to try and get a 12-6 for both, but that being said, it's a bit difficult to get 12-6s. I think you could even get 12-5 if you're crazy fast, but 12-6 is still pretty impressive. You're able to skip a pretty big majority of the slide just by jumping off. So I'm going to be turning Mario around just so he can bounce off of this next wall. And basically just fall right towards the end. This might be a 12-8. 12-7, not bad. Yeah, you have to get the star twice, basically. You get it once just for completing the slide, and then you get it again for completing it under 21 seconds. So we just do them both back-to-back here. So we get to do the same slide again. Hopefully I can get better than a 12-7 and try to get a 12-6. $12-6, nice. But now we're going to be moving on to the next Bowser stage. Actually, we got one more star before that. I'm thinking ahead of myself. Gonna be using the wing cap. We need to unlock the wing cap to get a couple extra stars later on. But on its own, it's a pretty fast red coin star. The goal is to try to just keep as much speed with the wing cap as possible by dipping down, up and down, over and over. So dip back down, dip back up. Oh, I missed these coins. I was trying to set myself up for something a bit difficult. I'll see if I can still get it. I want to try and roll out on the switch right as I'm grabbing the star, basically. Just like that. By rolling out on the switch, it presses the switch down, and then you grab the star, which skips needing to use, or skips giving you a text box. So that saves a little bit of time. But now heading to Bowser in the Dark World, the first Bowser stage. This stage is very cycle-based, to the point where it's not... It's overly cycle-based, where it's every 4 seconds is a cycle. I'm gonna be going for Shigira's cycle, which is sort of just like the baseline, being able to do Dark World fairly well. There's like 2 more cycles faster than it, but for a marathon, just going for Shigira is always safe. Never mind. Oh no, I got the Goomba. That was just unfortunate luck more than anything, but I get to at least give a shot at the cycle again. Yeah, so I ended up getting burned there, but it's not too bad if you get that coin. You should still be able to make the same cycle, so I'm going to try and make that same cycle. Never mind, unfortunate. We'll just wait on this for a little bit, and then head on over. See if I can make this still. I can, nice. Can I grab this coin? I can. But those are the 4-second cycles I was talking about, those moving platforms. But there's the 8th coin there. Gonna be able to grab this star, then move on to fighting Bowser. So I'm gonna be switching controllers now. I'm gonna be using a Hori for Bowser throws, just because you have to spin really, really fast with the controller. So I don't want to burn the Nintendo 64 stick. So instead, switch a controller, use a Hori. You can use a GameCube controller as well, anything that's really comfortable, but makes it so you're able to spin Bowser really, really fast. And then we can switch right back. So yeah, now I'm gonna be going back to Bowser in the Dark World. Or not Bowser in the Dark World, Bomb on Battlefield. Also starts with a B. Because we have the wing cap now, we can use that to get to the top of the island much easier. Like I was saying at the beginning of the run, you can do this without the wing cap, and it saves a bit of time, but it's much, much more difficult. So I gotta build up a bunch of speed with a well-timed triple jump, and can just fly all the way to the top. And now we get to move on to CCM. This is where a lot of routes diverge a little bit, because you can choose to get either 17 stars in CCM or 18, depending on a trick in the basement called Pillarless. I'm going to be doing Pillarless twice because I want to get 2 separate stars, so I'm going to be doing CCM 17, which skips having to do the penguin race. But first we're going to save the penguin, the baby penguin, at the very top. It's going to bring him all the way down the hill, so it'll be a fun little ride for both Mario and the penguin. Bring him right back home. And then now I'm going to be going for wall kicks will work. It's a pretty tight wall kick off of one of these back walls. Hopefully I can get it on the first try. Because you're going for sort of just like a blind wall kick and a blind dive onto a higher platform. Unfortunately, I missed the high platform, but it's not too bad. There's a pretty easy backup of just climbing all the way back up that way. Alright, so I'm going to be getting the 100 coin with the slip sliding away star, just with the slide. Because you get a star for completing the slide, so might as well just get all the coins on the slide while you're doing it. And I'm just going to get one extra safety coin just for marathon safety. Would like to not lose over a minute because I didn't have enough coins. We're going to be entering the slide here. And now I can miss up to 3 coins, basically. That's the first coin I missed. And then I'm going to intentionally miss one more at the bottom here. Let's go ahead and miss this one. And that should be perfect. Because I'm going to end with 99 coins. And then there's going to be a red coin right outside this door. So I can collect this one along with the other star. So just a well-timed triple jump gets the star right here. And you just long jump immediately across to the other one. And that's 2 pretty quick stars back to back. So I'm going to be almost heading to the basement. I have to get 2 more stars in BBH, Big Boo's Haunt. But these 2 are pretty quick, and then going to be able to move to the basement after that. It was a bit of a not ideal start, but that being said, basement is really where a lot of the tricks matter. Even in 70 and 120 star, which is like the 100%, basement is the most difficult part of the run. Just a lot of really, really technical tricks in general. But now we're going to be climbing to the top here, because you have to fight a Boo at the very top. If you long jump through the Boo like that, it counts as a hurt box. There's a specific part of Mario, so the Boo can get hit as you're moving towards the roof as well. Now, I don't know if anyone has seen the task for this game pretty recently, but they discovered a pretty cool way to unlock Big Boo's Haunt by sort of bringing the Boo on top of a hill, or on top of those stairs, and it makes it so Mario can enter the level much faster, which is crazy. But that star there, you can sort of just jump right across. There's like a whole book section in the back, you have to go through a maze, but you can just skip it by just jumping across the little gap. But finally, you get to move to the basement. I'm gonna be grabbing Mips the Bunny twice in this run. He unlocks once at 15 stars, and then another one at 50. Back in like 2018 or 2017, it was discovered that getting that second bunny is actually faster if you save doing HMC until later in the run. So even though the HMC is so far away in the basement, it's still faster to get that second bunny. Alright, so now we're moving on to SSL, and then it's going to take a tiny bit of focus because there's a very difficult trick regarding the bomb. I'm going to try to do it twice. It's called Pillarless. Skips having to use all the pillars. Alright, I got medium bomb, but I'll try and back this up. I did get it, nice. So medium bomb makes it much harder because you don't have a bunch of momentum. So it takes a lot more effort to try and clip into the pyramid with that. But I'm very glad I got it. So this is the first star I'm going to be getting, is just a pyramid puzzle. And then I have to do Pillarless one more time just to get the regular star at the top of the pyramid. I was able to get what's called Tomaples, which sort of just puts the bomb in hand much faster than what it was. You saw that I just immediately got it. Whoa, whoa. Don't want to fall all the way down. Alright, I got that star. So just have 2 more stars here. The nice thing that if you end up missing Pillarless, that the backups are pretty, like, they're pretty nice. The bird sort of runs on a cycle no matter what, so if you miss it, you can grab that as a backup. But I'm gonna try and bounce off of this Shy Guy here, and just sort of just fall right into the bird. And then the last one is possibly the second fastest star in the game. The fastest is what you'll see when I get upstairs. But it's just a very, very comfy triple jump all the way to the top of the pyramid. Just using a bunch of speed from this slide here. Able to grab the star. Now I get to move on to Lethal Lava Land, which is just another bunch of fast-paced stars. I'm trying to get to 30 stars because that's what will unlock the next Bowser level. So these 6 stars here should get me enough. So first gonna be collecting the 8 red coins. Not necessarily. The order doesn't matter that much. There's some very specific levels where the order does matter. For instance, in Womps, you have to defeat the Womp King before the tower will unlock. And then there's a couple other ones as well where you need to defeat the bosses in the level before, like, the Koopa unlocks, like in THI or in Bomb on Battlefield. But for the most part, it really is personal preference which stars you like to do. Some people like to get the tricks right out of the way. Some people like to save the tricks for the very end of the level. So it really does depend. That being said, we're going to be trying to bully some bullies now.
Do you have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, go for it.
We have $5 from Tomomodachi. Go JJ, go JJ, you're so cool and awesome. That's my IGL, :D. So getting a lot of love from the chat.
It's everyone. I'm everyone's IGL. But thank you, Momo. Nice, that was really good. So being able to kill that bully off to the side. It saves just a tiny bit of time, but it looks really cool when it's done. Next up, I'm going to be going for Lava Boost. So when Mario gets burned, he just sort of shoots right up in the air. And you kind of saw it a little bit when I was getting the other stages. But we can sort of take advantage of that by climbing up a volcano. So by getting burned twice. I unfortunately missed it. Do I have a backup? I do! So let's climb up here. Alright, so I get another try at it, but I at least made the backup for it. So it's not too bad. But at least be able to try it again. So I can try it one more time. There we go. So getting burned twice takes you right up to that top platform and able to go right to the star. But now all done with Lethal Lava Land, which is nice. Now I get to move to Dire Dire Docks, so it's a bit of a boring stage. There's lots of swimming mostly, but overall it's not too bad. So that little hole that you see in the back, that's where the second Bowser is. So I have to collect the star that's on Bowser's sub, and that's what unlocks the second Bowser level. But for now, I'm just going to be getting these chests. There's a specific order they have to be unlocked in, but overall, pretty simple star. But swimming by itself, it's just all about trying to keep your speed while swimming. That's the most difficult part. A lot of quote-unquote invisible time loss is seen during the swimming sections. So now we're gonna be getting the sub-star at the very top, or at the very end of this little swimming section. And then there's one more star I have to get with the Manta Rings, and then it's the second Bowser. Which, that second Bowser is a very difficult stage. Mostly because there's one cycle that I'm trying to make that you have to kind of play pretty much perfectly to make that cycle. If you miss it, it's like a 20-second time loss. So, I'm hoping to get it. Yeah, so you can see the painting kind of moved back, but I'm just gonna grab one more star before we end up doing the second Bowser. Because we got that sub-star, now there's a Manta Ray here who wants to help us collect some rings. There we go. I missed the first ring, unfortunately, but these hitboxes are very, very annoying, just in general. But yeah, this Bowser stage is really kind of where it matters. This is a very difficult portion of the run, is just the singular star, collecting the reds. So hopefully it'll be some cool movement to watch, and I'm hoping to make the cycle. Okay, triggering this elevator so I can grab this coin. No, I missed that coin. No, that sucks. Oh my goodness, that bully almost got launched. Alright, it's okay. But the cycle was this platform here, so now you still have to wait for it to go all the way back down and all the way back up. Be able to grab the 8th coin, and then grab the star at the very top. Alright, so moving on to the next Bowser now. Very similar thing, except this time Bowser is going to jump up really high and cause the platform itself to shake. So it's all about just timing this throw. Nice. And then now we get to move upstairs. Which upstairs is honestly one of my favorite parts of the run, just because a lot of really difficult stars, a lot of technical movement. Very, very fast-paced. Even though the rest of the run has already been fast-paced, it gets even faster. Right out of the gate, going upstairs, we're going to be going into Wet Dry World and getting another 100 coin star. This one is going to be with the secrets. The reason why it's with the secrets is because a lot of the secret boxes, I think it's 3 of them, they give you 10 coins, which is a huge amount. But we're going to be heading upstairs. Yeah, because these secrets, there's a bunch of boxes with the 10 coins in them, so we sort of take advantage of that, along with killing this enemy. Fortunately, the RNG on that was atrocious with those enemies, so I might have to get a backup. I'll get this coin here. It's not the end of the world. As long as I got one of them, that's okay. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of RNG in this game. It's not too bad, but it's mostly like coin spawning. That's the biggest element of RNG that's in this run. So there's another secret there. So it's all about just unlocking these 5 secrets. I need this coin. There we go. Yeah, these boxes of 10 coins is honestly really nice. Oh my goodness, this RNG is horrible. I do have to get a backup box no matter what. That's probably some of the worst I've seen, genuinely. That's okay. It's not too bad, because we can just grab this little box here. That's a nice little backup. The game is generous in that fact, at least in some of the levels. But yeah, coming up is a pretty difficult trick, and I have to do it twice. It's a very tight triple jump wall kick against a wall, where I'm trying to wall kick off the wall and go around the platform, basically, to get on top. So I'll try and get it here. It's not even letting me go for it. And by it, I mean myself. But I'll get to try it again in the next stage. But ideally, you're trying to do a triple jump off of there and make it onto that higher platform. So I'll get another try at it. Oh yeah, go for it.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay. We do have a $15 donation from Jor saying, "Hi JJ, I'm so proud my awesome cool IGL is doing a run for such an awesome, amazing cause. Good luck and go fast, my goat, less than 3. Also, good luck on the 602.
Thank you, Jor. That is my duelist, who will do anything on the front lines. He'll put down his body just to get some kills, and that's what I respect in a duelist. But we do have a great premier team. There's a couple of us, Jor, Theo, Momo, Variety, the host of this event. Got a lot. It's a great group. It's always super fun to play Valorant. Someone in the chat just asked, what is the 602? That's a great question. If you like seeing lots of Mario games being 100%ed for a very long period of time, tomorrow starting at 9 AM Eastern during this event, so have both events on. This event is definitely more important than some random people playing Mario for 20 hours. But starting tomorrow, gonna be a lot of people doing the 602, which is all 4 Mario games 100%. If I can get up here. I guess I can't. There we go. Go for a big jump here. There we go. Alright. So we got Jish and Panza, also members of the team. But yeah, basically to sum up the 602, it's Mario 64 120 star, Super Mario Galaxy 120 star, Super Mario Sunshine 120 shines, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 242. So all of that's done back to back. It's gonna be around like a 24-hour event. Lots of people are doing it, including myself, so it'll be lots of fun. What I did there, if you dive through that mountain, Mario will warp to the very, very top. And you'll see that in TTM as well. So at the very, very beginning of TTM, I'll clip it to the mountain, and then when Mario wants to reach the surface, he'll just zip to the very top. But first, we get to talk to our little homie Toad. Toad's great. Toad just gives us a free star. There are 3 Toads in the entire run. So you want to talk to each one of them, because a free star is a free star. You don't have to do anything. You just grab the star and that's it. But yeah, like I was saying with the other level, with TTM, if you dive into this mountain here, you can zip to the very top. Just like this. Gonna be going for a wall kick off of this log. And then another wall kick off of here. Nice. And I have to do that one more time just to climb to the very top of the mountain. There's one more star up there. So it's gonna be the same movement again. But it's still something that is a bit difficult because the angle could be off with the log wall kick. If you don't automatically zip to the top, then you're stuck swimming. There's just a bunch of tiny things, even like that. If I don't long jump immediately, it sort of messes things up. But instead, I get to go for a backup. So bouncing off of this box here, you can jump all the way to that mushroom. Because it's a pretty big thing in this game, and in a lot of games, whenever you are considering speedrunning, is knowing the backups. That's something that's almost more important than knowing the strat itself, is if you mess it up, do you know how to back it up? So we're going for the same wall kick here. At least I'll try to. There we go. And so now we're just going to go to the very top of the mountain, where there's just going to be a star waiting for us. I got 2 more stars here. One of them is the red coins, which is a very technical star. This one, if it's done correctly, it looks super amazing and technical, but that being said, not sure how much I'll be able to do it, but I'll try my best. A little ground pound there for fun. Oh, I almost got the difficult strat at the end. Instead, I'm getting sniped. It's alright. Be able to grab this star at the bottom here. And then we got one more star, then I get to move on to SL. We're near done, we're over halfway done. We get to talk to another Toad. SL has a bunch of really cool stars, a bunch of fast-paced ones. The main one is getting on top of the snowman's head. That's the one that involves at least like the most difficult movement per se. So that'll be the first one that I go for. But we'll keep on moving forward. This star does have the fastest star in the game as well, into the igloo. So we'll see that one. And if you blink, you'll miss it. But first, are we again top of the snowman's head? Nice.
Also, if we have a moment real quick, there's another anonymous $5 donation. Always very grateful for that. And just wanted to put in a quick reminder, because JJ is blasting through these stars. If you would like to enter into win that Mario wallpaper, any $5 donation will get you into that as long as you add it as a prize to your donation. And looks like we don't have a ton of time left in the run, based on your pace here.
I can always slow down for more donations. But yeah, that's the fastest star in the game. It's just a little triple jump into the igloo there. And I got one more star before I start heading back downstairs. Because we do have to go back to the basement. Now that we have 50 stars, we can get that second MIPS. Oh, I wanted to land on the box. That'd be the coolest part. You can't see anything, but there's a star spawning. But now we get to head back down to the basement, grab Mips, and then we head to Hazy Maze Cave, which is a pretty unique level in the fact that it is very broken. A lot of the parts of the level just don't even have a ceiling at all, so we sort of take advantage of that by jumping over one of the walls, and with that you go over the ceiling, out of bounds, and then to other parts of the level. But we get to collect Mips again, get another free star. Then we get to talk to Toad for another free star. Count just keeps going up. We got one more Toad star left at the very, very end of the run. That Toad will be our 70th star. So he does get to have that milestone for him. But yeah, right at the beginning here, I'm going to go for a triple jump on top of a box, and I should be able to get over the ceiling, and out of bounds. Now we're out of bounds, and then you clip back inbounds to grab the star. And then you do that one more time to get another star, also in that relative area, except I go into a different room, just because it's a tiny bit faster. It puts me in a better spot than just on top of the star I already got. I'm gonna go with something called Christmas Miracle. I unfortunately didn't get it, but there's a very nice backup. If you kick off of this wall, it just hits the switch, opens the door, and we're able to get another star. We got 2 more stars left, and then we get to head to Tippy, which is the hardest part of the run, mostly just because any mistake will basically cost in death, or result in death. So that's why it's a much more difficult stage, or 2 stages, both Rainbow Ride and Hazy Maze Cave. Or not Hazy Maze Cave, Tick-Tock Clock. I'm in Hazy Maze Cave. So nice little triple jump there for a free star, and then we got one more just behind the rolling rocks, and then we get to head upstairs. But we are almost done with the run. I would say we got around 9 to 10 minutes or so till the end of the run. I don't know exactly what pace this on. I'm not exactly checking the timer per se, because I just want to be able to do the run and just see what time I get at the very end. So we'll see when that ends up being. I do feel confident that I'm underestimate though, but a little bit of hiccups during the early game. Now I get to exit area, go back to the main lobby just to make it easier for us to go upstairs. Alright, so first we're going to be going to Rainbow Ride, and you'll see immediately it is just floating platforms in the air. Anywhere that you fall, you will just die. So I'm going to try my best not to do that. Gonna be going for Lakitu bounce by bouncing off of a Lakitu with a triple jump. Unfortunately missed it. But I get a couple tries at it because I can just get other stars along the way. So first we'll get the red coins. Nice little maneuvering through the maze. And I get to try Lakitu bounce again. I get to try it 2 more times, which is nice. Gotta jump off of the slope, grab the pole. Just maneuver my way to the very top. Nice. Very happy to get that, at least on the second try. I got 2 more stars left here. A couple of the quick ones. Go long jump all the way to the right side of this hill. And then one more, just long jumping with a cycle on one of the swing sets. I guess the swing. I guess the swing set is like the entire thing. But one of these swings here, it's moving on a cycle the entire time, so we're gonna get on top of one and then long jump to the other. Just like that. Now I get to move to TTC. Almost wrapping up this run. There's the final level, and then you just got Bowser after this. But we're going to be getting every single star in TTC just because every star is really fast-paced. Starting with 100 coins. Now I can miss 2 coins in this entire 100. Oh, that's a good start. No! I missed a ground pound. Unfortunate. That's been a bit of new movement, and new as in, like, since, like, 2022, 2023. Instead of going, like, under the blue coin switch, you can do a very tight double jump all the way across to it. But I'll go for it again. There we go. But now it's just climbing to the very top, getting a bunch of boxes along the way. Because each box gives us 10 coins, which is really nice. We just continue getting them as we climb to the top. Oh my goodness! Hit the invisible ceiling there. We got 100 coins, and then there's gonna be a star right above us. Just a couple of time wall kicks, able to get to the very top. Now, for the rest of the stars, except for the red coins, we're gonna have all of the platforms are gonna be moving, so everything is going to be, cycle-based. Just starting right out of the gate. With 2 well-timed triple jumps. We're just gonna get the star in the cage here. And then we'll keep trying again. Because there is one very tight cycle that I'm trying to make it all the way to the top, just with the pendulums moving, and I can't make any mistakes during it. But if I do, there are backups. So, that was one of the backups there. Nice. I got 1 more star with that cycle that I have to make. Or 2 more. But we're trying to do as many stars moving as possible because we get to just re-enter the stage almost immediately. Compared to waiting for the time to be stopped. Nice. That was very clean. Yeah, you can see this really big hand here. It moves right past the 6. If it goes all the way up to the 12, then time will be stopped. So we'll do that for the final star. But this one, there's going to be a hand that just goes right across the screen. And I'll do something cool for the fans. We'll just land ourselves back on that platform for fun. Yeah, now we wait for time to be stopped, which just allows us just to collect these red coins a lot easier. There is a way you can do this while the platforms are moving, but it's kind of crazy. And it's something that I don't usually like to do. But it does save time. It is fast. But that is the final star. Just go talk to Toad to get number 70. And then we get to go and fight Bowser. So talk to Toad, and then the final Bowser level is also very cycle-based. I'm going to be going for a perfect cycle on it. It's something that you have to get moving right side, along with a very difficult triple jump wall kick. So I'll try and make it, but if not, it is okay. This run overall has been pretty good. I've been happy with it. But it'd be very nice to get a very clean Bowser in the sky just to end it off. Barely missed that cycle, but it's okay. Alright, now we just have 3 throws left. Standing between us and the rest of the run. I'm gonna be going for 1 spins, which is just spinning the control stick really, really fast to throw Bowser in 1 spin. So that's 1. That might hit. That's 2. Too early! Almost got all 3. There we go. Got the 3rd. But time's gonna be coming up as soon as I grab this final star. But still want to thank everyone for having me. It was a lot of fun. But time. Looks like it was like a 51 3x, which isn't bad. A lot of the mistakes were just the early game. Just a bit of marathon nerves, as normal. But I still had a lot of fun. Got to enjoy commentating it and show off a lot of the cool movement in the game. Deaths are fine, mostly because even if I get it on the second try, I still get to show off the cool movement. So I got to enjoy that much. But yeah. I think that is it from me. Berter can take over with closing remarks with what's coming up next.
Yep. Thank you so much for that run, JJ. It was fantastic to watch. Excellent movement. Up next, we have Crow Country 80% Restricted New Game Plus from Pumpkin Spice. Quick reminder, the bid war for Climb or Slide Down the Ladder is still open. Climb has made a little bit of progress, climbing back up into first place. It is behind by just under $100. If anyone wants to see that. I've been told it's quite the dramatic scene with some excellent music. If you want to get your money in for that. But thank you again, JJ. That was a fantastic run.
Of course. It was a lot of fun.
The power of the stars is restored to the castle.